We start with how to read this book, and then we go to some important chapter. So this book, Practical Psychology Counseling, it has chapters. Each chapter is emotional turbulence. We don't call it psychological condition. We don't call it a mental condition because it is not a friendly. So we call it emotional turbulence to make someone friendly. What is your emotional turbulence today? Write down in the chat. What is your emotional turbulence today? So 50% people are saying the stress and anxiety because of the spouse. Okay. What else? So emotional turbulence, anxiety, stress, depression, OCD, bipolar disorder, personality disorder, schizophrenia, eating disorders, ADHD. So all this you are going to learn in this book. In this book, you are going to learn 6 components for every chapter, for every emotional turbulence. So you are going to learn how to identify, how to diagnose of the condition, what are the symptoms and signs. You will learn as a counselor how to talk to the client. What is a conversation script? So you're going to learn exactly the conversation script between client and counselor. You will learn what are the medicines and side effects, which is not required actually, but you should know roughly. If you're not a doctor, you should forget. Never touch that part. Fourth part, you will learn what are their common questions and how to answer. The fifth, you learn how to manage this condition. For every condition, there are 20 to 50 tips which are given in this book for every chapter. Right? So you should know this. So you don't need to remember everything, right? And the sixth component is the hidden component. For every chapter, there is one statement which you should tell the client so that the client comes to you next time. You want more clients, right? You want same client to come to you again. How many of you want more clients? How many of you want same client coming to you again? Or you want both? Write on the chart. Those who do not write, they don't get anything. Those who write, they get money. Now, when you start reading the book, there is a serious problem. All the symptoms, it looks like you have some symptoms in you, right? Some symptoms of good emotional conditions like anxiety, stress, OCD, ADHD, they are in you. And all those horrible symptoms like the depression, zombie, personality disorder, narcissist, they are in your husband, right? And all those extremely horrible disorders, schizophrenia, they are in your mother-in-law. Correct diagnosis? So it is natural, it happens with everyone. And when you read, the symptoms are going to overlap. So you will feel, yeah, I cannot remember anything. So okay, it happens with everyone. You will feel that some symptoms are in you. Absolutely okay. Right? You know how to check if someone is schizophrenic or not. Does someone have psychosis? How do you check? So you ask that person, is everything okay? So a psychotic, a schizophrenic person will say, yes, everything is okay. I'm okay. You are mad. So if you believe you have some conditions, it means at least you don't have schizophrenia. You're safe. So it's good to have that doubt on yourself. The best doubt you should have on yourself, whether you are best or average, rather than doubting which condition you have. Now, when you're managing any client, so you are going to face one trouble. The trouble is, whatever they talk, sometimes you feel those symptoms are in you, or whatever they share, you feel you start empathizing with them. As soon as you empathize with them, you feel the trouble. You have this emotional turbulence going on in your head. You don't want that. So, number one priority of you as a psychology counselor is to protect yourself, to protect your mind. For that, you must create your boundaries, right? So, how do you create a boundary? You tell the client on the first call itself, when the client talks to you and the payment and all this negotiation going on, you tell the client, this is my timing, you will talk to me. You can call me with the appointment and when the fee is paid. If you need to WhatsApp me, this is my time. During this time, you can WhatsApp me. You cannot WhatsApp me in the middle of the night. You have a breakup with your boyfriend. You have a mental breakdown because of your husband or wife, and you just random calls. No. Every call is going to be billed. If you want to talk to me, I'm going to ask money for it. And after you pay me the money, I will give you the time. During that time appointment only, you have to talk to me. Yeah? If you don't like me, then you should not take my service. I'm the best. So if you want best, you have to respect my boundaries. Right? And for WhatsApp, if you need to WhatsApp me, this is my timing. You can WhatsApp me during this time. I will reply to you. I will not reply you urgently, immediately, because I'm not a customer care service who is sitting with my mobile and immediately replying. Yeah. So Those who do that, I treat those people. And you are one of those people. Have you started reading the book? How is your feel about the book? Write on the chat. Once you get the book, you talk to your allocated mentor, discuss a study plan with your mentor, and understand how to read your book better. Now, which is the condition which you are looking for today? Which condition you think you have? So, the most common condition you are going to have is PTSD, followed by anxiety and stress. So, everyone in the world, everyone who is a human being will have anxiety and stress during their lifetime. It's a natural tendency for us. So Tina is going to start studying in English grammar school now. So okay. What was the topic? So the most common condition is stress and anxiety. Absolutely okay. But if you're having a flashback of something which has happened 3 months back, or if you're still having dreams of something which happened 6 months back, you have PTSD. It may be a very minor thing, it may be embarrassing thing, it may be a big traumatic, right? Most of the people starts getting PTSD troubles after they are married. So 90% of emotional turbulence comes after marriage. Yeah, before that you were a happy person. You remember there was a time in your life when you were happy. So and suddenly you got married. Yeah, all the traumas came in your life. How many of you agree to that right now? It's okay. You're now write in the chat. You can blink your eyes. Your husband is watching. Okay, husband is blinking the eyes. Okay, very good. I respect you. Uh, Hopefully you survive the night. So now PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. When I ask someone what is PTSD, so people always say in the interview post traumatic stress disorder. Then I ask what is post traumatic stress disorder, they say PTSD, and that's how you get selected in the interview, right? And you get paid like Domino's salary, and then it's rejected for the interview. So post traumatic stress disorder. So what is the problem? See, whenever you face any crisis event, right, where you need to be active. So you have two options whenever you face any crisis. Either you can fight or you can run away. You can flight. And either way, whichever choice you have, your body will get into adrenal mode, sympathetic mode, where a lot of adrenal hormones, epinephrine, adrenaline, whatever you call, cortisol will get activated. And because of that, your heart rate, it will prepare your body for the fight or running away. So your heart rate will be high, your respiratory rate will be high, your mouth will be dry, intestinal peristalsis may differ depending on you. Urine output will decrease, digestion will get affected, right? All those things are going to happen. You will become very active, very alert, right? Thinking power becomes 100 times, your muscle power becomes 10 times, all those things. And now, when there was an event, your body reacted to it by secreting a lot of adrenaline, cortisol, activating sympathetic system. Now that event has passed. Even after passing of the event, your body is still continuing to do that. Your mind is still frozen in that state, right? Now your mind is still frozen in that state. That's why you have hyperactive system. Your respiratory rate is high. Intermittently, you can hear your heartbeat. It means there's palpitation. You have more sweating. You smell. Your mouth is dry. You have bad breath. You overeat. You eat faster. You're always anxious, always worrying. Sleep is affected. Insomnia. Because your adrenaline system is so high, cortisol is so high, but it cannot sustain for 24 hours. So there is going to be the phase. Normally it should be like this, right? Normally it should be like this. Adrenaline cortisol, then down a little bit, or maybe normal. But because you are going through the peak adrenaline cortisol, then it is going to fall. During 24-hour cycle, it is going to fall. During this fall, you will feel depressed. So what is happening? You're always feeling low mood, low energy, and you're always excited. You have heart rate is very high, respiratory rate is high, shallow, bad breath, digestion issues, acidity, all those things. So these are typical symptoms, and you are always worried of the future. You are worrying of the things which has not happened or which has happened in the past. Why? What is the problem? The problem is you are getting the flashbacks. So how does your brain store memories? It stores it not in terms of paragraphs written. It stores in terms of images. So the images you are getting flashbacks. And that is what is causing you reacting in different manner. And because of that, your cortisol adrenaline is further. You're always in a state of stress. Okay? So you are frozen in that particular state. Okay? This is PTSD. That you are frozen in a state of hyperactiveness. Either you were preparing to run or you were preparing to fight, but you got frozen. Your system got frozen and you are now hyperactive. That is PTSD. Okay. And because you are hyperactive all the time, there is going to be the time in the 24-hour cycle, you will be low also. Understand? So that is PTSD. So PTSD will have anxiety, stress, depression, flashbacks, wrong reaction to a trigger factor. Same thing happened with you now, or some similar event happened. Now your trigger is different. Good question, number one. So it's not about how many symptoms. This is not a schizophrenia diagnosis. In schizophrenia, we do that. How many symptoms, right? Three main, yeah, three minor, one major. Plus, they do not know. They are not aware of their. Yeah. So we don't do that in PTSD. In PTSD, the question is, are you having flashbacks? Because of these flashbacks, are you responding to particular trigger factor, particular stimuli in a wrong way, which you should not? Right? Are you always in a state of anxiousness, shock, right? You are in a frozen state. So shock doesn't mean that someone is going to be uh, like completely frozen kind of thing. Not necessarily. It can be, I'll give you example. Something bad, someone, an employee did something financial manipulation in a company. That person is now afraid of getting caught. So that person changes the job. After changing the job, everything should be fine. But this event, either the person was caught or without caught, leaving the job, that person stays in a frozen state. Now the next job also, they will leave early. So have you seen some resumes where people tend to switch their jobs? So they are hyperactive state of PTSD. Understand? There are some people who get fired from a job, and now because they are fired, they succumb to it. They do not do anything else. You understand? They stay unemployed quite a long time. Right? Another example. So you had a relationship, you were betrayed in that relationship, or something bad happened. Now, some people they become promiscuous. They keep on changing the partners and frequent relationships. One. Another can be that now they are afraid to get married. They are afraid to get into a relationship. You understand? So PTSD is going to affect you both the ways. Now, what is the solution? Write down in the chat what are the solutions for PTSD. What do you think? Whatever you think. The wrong answer is also okay. Good point, Pooja. So it doesn't matter how long the crisis happened. You know, there may be a crisis which happened 10, 20 years back, and now you are still affected. There may be a event which is just 3 months fresh and you're getting affected so much. Right? So what is it? The sequence I tell you now. So there is a crisis, betrayal, an event, trauma. Then there are trigger factors. And with these trigger factors, it comes the symptoms, emotional turbulence, right? Your reaction. Now, why you're reacting in a particular way? There are synapses, the neurons, they are connected through some synapses, right? This synapses, they decide how you react. This synapses decide how you respond. This synapses decide what is your memory stored. Through the neuroplasticity, which you are taught in the Sunday classes, those who enroll for that program, you learn how to change the synaptic connections. You learn same trigger is happening, you learn to respond differently. Not by cognitive, not by your conscious decision, because that is very difficult, but by some experiential psychotherapy methods, which makes your synapses different way. That is called neuroplasticity, right? What you need here is, you need to heal this trauma. You need to heal this traumatic event. If you cannot heal this traumatic event, then options are to replace these traumatic images, erase these traumatic memories, right? You do this. So these are the ways which you learn in experiential psychotherapy. In experiential psychotherapy Sunday program, you also learn one more thing, which is called psychodynamics. So it is about, there are some copyright methods which we teach you, which are not available outside. So those methods are for CBT, SCBT, neuroplasticity, psychodynamics, and experiential psychotherapy. So what is psychodynamics? Psychodynamics is about increasing your emotional bank balance. There are two people, both have same trauma. Okay, one person is getting affected so much and they succumb, whereas the other person, they get affected little bit or maybe equally, but they rise back again. So it all depends on your emotional bank balance. So there are methods which you learn in Sunday classes to increase your emotional bank balance. It's a completely practical demo program. Now, the CBT part. Okay, so cognitive behavior therapy, right? Most of the books, they talk about the CBT for many things, but there is a problem. When someone is depressed, someone is anxious, you tell that person, okay, you stop behaving anxious, then you will think you are not anxious. You stop thinking depressed, you will become what? That person is not able to comb their hair, bathing them daily, find interest in their activities. They don't have that willpower, do things, right? And most of the emotional turbulent patients, they start romanticizing their depression and anxiety. That they like their condition. They don't have willpower to come out of it, right? So CBT probably will work for someone who is in a leadership position or a management position or life coaching. But CBT cannot work for emotional turbulent patient. Right? Someone who is afraid of height and you say, no, you stand, go up and stand, do bungee jumping, or go stand, jump from the Eiffel Tower. No, I don't need to do that. You go and do it, right? So exposure therapy, right? You're afraid of fire. No, you should expose yourself. The problem is that even if that client comes for the exposure, it will happen one time. One session will not heal the client. It may need 10, 20, 30 sessions, and that's not predictable. That is a problem. So you cannot predict and promise the client that 5 sessions, 10 sessions, 20 sessions. No. And if the client drops out in the between, the emotional turbulence is much more. You have opened up all the traumas, and the client will drop out straight away. For cognitive therapy, there are already, cognitive means conscious mind. So when you have certain trauma, you have developed your barriers, right? Fear, guilt, shame, frustration, disappointment, anger. All those barriers you have already developed, right? Now, if you say cognitive behavior therapy, it means you are telling the person to actively think, write, make a plan, make assignment, and follow that worksheet, follow that assignment. So they have to remove their barriers. So you are not doing that. Understand? So emotional turbulent client, cognitive behavior therapy will not work. That is a part of Sunday classes, but it is so that you understand the importance of experiential psychotherapy. So cognitive behavior therapy was a concept before there was experiential psychotherapy concept. Understand? That's why all old books, they talk about that. Gold standard cognitive behavior. No, because they didn't know that there is something called experiential psychotherapy. So in spatial psychotherapy, you work at subconscious level, right? So there are methods to cut your conscious mind from subconscious mind. There are methods to remove your barriers, guilt, shame, anger, frustration, disappointment, and to work at subconscious level, because healing happens at subconscious level. The trauma is accumulated at subconscious level. You are not consciously thinking, no, I'm traumatic, so I have to be a traumatic. No, it is happening spontaneously. Understand? So the healing always happens at neuroplasticity level. The synapses change. Right? So for this, in Sunday classes, you learn copyright methods, which are for experiential psychotherapy, neuroplasticity, psychodynamics, and subcognitive therapy. Also, you learn CBT worksheets also. You watch the demos, that experience of watching the demo itself heals you as well. And then you can practice on your clients. When you do this, when you learn psychotherapy, you are able to help the client completely and permanently. You can tell the client, I will heal you completely permanently next 10 sessions. I have a healing plan for you. I am going to work in this sequence. First 2, 3 sessions. First session is taking. Second session, counseling, plus some method from psychodynamics to increase your emotional mind balance. Then subsequent methods, experiential psychotherapy to heal you. When you do counseling, you have a plan for 1 or 2 sessions. That's it. History taking and counseling. Right? But at least those who are attending these classes, those who are reading this book, they know how to counsel the client. All the books in the market, even those who do their MSc, they have read 15, 20 books. So they say that all the books in the market, they talk of theories and models of counseling. But this is the only book which talks about how to actually counsel the client. What is a conversation script? How do you talk to the client? What is a conversation script between client and counselor? What are their questions and what are the good answers which they will like and love you? The client at the end has to say, I love you. Thank you, ma'am. I will come again. I will refer more clients. That is the objective, right? So what is the best #1 quality of a counselor? Write on the chat. Whatever you think, write on the chat. Very good. You have read the book. Very good. And you have a smile also. Very good. Very good. Pooja is reading thoroughly. All the chapters are mixing. Very good. So only listen is not sufficient. Yeah. So listen means the client is talking and you are listening. No. It has to be bilateral communication. Yeah. The #1 best quality is smile. So with your smile, 50% clients are here and they come to you just because of the smile, right? So throughout the week, you are living a monotonous, dull, boring, depressed married life. And then comes Wednesday, 6:30 p.m., where there is escape, there is a hope, there is a light to see someone smiling, talking, and cheerful. And you also get the opportunity, those who start the videos, you also get the opportunity to comb your hair and change your clothes that day, right? Those who don't start the video, you know what is your diagnosis. Your #1 diagnosis, you are married. #2, you are a zombie. And #3, you are hopeless. There is no fourth diagnosis you need. That defines your condition. Okay, so people have started their videos immediately after listening to this. Okay, very good. I like you. So you're saved. You still have some hope left. Very good. Very good. The husband behind you is saying, sir, I don't have any hope left. Okay. It's okay. I sympathize with you. Don't worry. But I don't empathize with you because that's a number. That's one of the qualities a counselor must have, not to sympathize with the client. Okay, if you sympathize with the client is crying, you are crying. If the client has problem with the husband, you also have problem with the husband. If the client has emotional turbulence, you also have your emotional turbulence. The client talks something, you also say, yeah, I also have a problem there. What stupid empathy, right? No sympathy, no empathy. That's professional relation. You pay me money, I give you my consultation, my counseling. End of story. If you pay me more money, I give you psychotherapy methods. End of discussion. If you get attached to the client, if you empathize with the client, if you step in their shoes, yeah, what you learn in most of the books, yeah, if you step in their shoes, you are a poor counselor because you are going to get affected so much that you can take up only one client per month. And you cannot recover your electric bill also. Yeah, Nitu has mentioned a very valid point. Okay, very good. So it's like um, someone is talking about I lost my parents. Oh wow, nice. That's good. That's good. So obviously you are not that. Yeah, you are not going to be do that. Yeah, it's like about the start conversation, your introduction. So you're not read Nitu. It means the history taking chapter. So in history taking chapter, there are 13 steps for history taking. So in first 5 steps, you are going to smile. Yeah, because the first step is about the introduction of the client. Smile. Yeah. You work at Domino's? Okay, I smile. You are a CEO of a company? I smile. Okay, that's good. Yeah, not affected. Then second step is your introduction, and you must smile that. Obviously, when you reach the time of their trauma story, yeah, so uh, you can still smile actually, depending on what kind of trauma they have and how do you want to take it to your direction. If someone says that they have a marriage trouble, then I always smile. And they like that part. And they say, wow, sir, you also, I say, yes, we are on the same boat. For you, I have suffered so much for you only that I have written the whole book for that marriage counseling. Yeah. So more than 500 lawyers, they have learned these methods, divorce and marriage counselors and lawyers. The relate play concept. So when you buy this book from Amazon or learn this concept from us, so you learn the relate play concept. So 25 relationship tests I have developed. You identify what is the problem between you and your spouse. Objective test. This is the first kind of test. So whether it's a problem of compatibility, trust, respect, love, parenting style, goal sharing, intimacy, affection, career goal sharing. What is the problem? So you can objectively identify what is the problem. And to solve these problems, there are more than 300 couple activities. So you got to know what is the problem. Yeah. Which is problem area with you and your spouse. Right. So to solve the problem, there are more than 300 couple activities. The couple activities. Now, there is one test, very interesting, compatibility test. Do not run it on your husband. That is, this book, I have mentioned the disclaimer, the author is not responsible for the divorce if you run the test on your husband. The husband will fail the test, obviously, and always. And now the time for that compatibility test is already gone. You should have done it before the marriage. But still, there are women who do this and then they call us for divorce. Then I allocate my divorce lawyer to help them, whatever you want to do. Please write down some questions, ask some funny questions, easy questions, stupid questions. I like those very much. I will answer it very sincerely. Don't be afraid to ask those questions. Yeah. Those who ask some silly questions, they are my favorite because everyone has that question and they are afraid to ask it. And if you ask some difficult question, I'm going to tell you to read the book. So please start asking questions. Maybe related to topic, maybe not related to topic, anything you can ask. Don't hesitate. You know what I need to do again? Earlier, before this batch, I had a protocol to send reminder or a WhatsApp message on every Tuesday. Earlier used to be Tuesday. So, so every Tuesday, before the class, I used to send the link and the reminder. So people used to be like more than 100 people. And now I see it very less people attending. So I need to restart that thing. They are lost in their zone states. Random, please, questions, please ask something. Anything, please ask. In the meanwhile, you are trying to think the question which you don't have because the kidney is empty. So don't worry, don't force yourself so much. Okay, don't use it which you don't have. So we'll do the revision kind of thing. So the present emotional turbulence, what is it? The symptoms. Yeah? So always focus on this initially, first 2 sessions for counseling. Then try to identify what is the trigger factor. Which is the time you are getting this? Yeah, something you do, something you don't do. And that is a trigger factor. Right? Now, there was once upon a time you were happy, not married. So you were unmarried, not happy, I mean, happy, and you were joyful, you were cheerful. What was that time? What was that event? Right? So there must be some time in your life. And after that, what happened? It may be a single event, it may be multiple events. So betrayal by partner, or it may be loss of job, financial crisis, job crisis, spiritual crisis, marriage crisis, mental crisis, health crisis, right? Trust crisis. So what was that crisis that happened to you? It may be multiple events, all crunched together, maybe single event. Right? So that is a trauma. So a psychotherapist, so counselor will work at the emotional turbulence level. A psychotherapist will work at this level, the trauma level, the crisis level, at a subcognitive level, right? A counselor or a CBT specialist will work at the cognitive level, conscious mind. A psychotherapist will work at the subcognitive level. And that's why this psychotherapist is far more successful. She's able to earn more money because she has a healing plan of 10 sessions. Obviously, she can charge more fees. And since the clients see that you are using some methods, they refer more clients. And this side, when you are at conscious level, there are going to be barriers of the client. They have their own thinking pattern. They don't want to change it just because you are saying it. And to remove this barrier, this is very difficult. So when you heal someone at a subconscious level, you can work with any type of client, all age groups, children, adolescent, adults. You can work for all type of clients, whether it is a fresh trauma, old trauma, bad trauma, small trauma. There is no good trauma. Is there a good trauma? There is. You have not read the book, Maya. There is a good trauma as well. Yeah. So in the book, we'll come to that topic. So focus on that part. Traumas are of three types. One trauma, which is causing you present symptoms, right? And it is affecting you so much. You need to heal that trauma. The second type of trauma, the client has moved forward. It is deep buried for whatever reason. They don't want to touch it. So traumatic, they don't want to touch, right? So life is not supposed to be everything smooth, clear. Yeah, it is not supposed to. So you don't need to open up every problem and iron it and clean it and smooth it. It will not happen. It will lead to emotional havoc, psychological havoc. You don't want that. So there is a deep buried trauma which you have forgotten, moved forward in life, and you want to move ahead. The third type of trauma is what is channelizing your energy. That's good, right? You were a fat college student, everyone used to mock you. Now you are thin, beautiful girl, a woman, and you are model or something, right? So you were fired from a job, you started your own company. Your teacher called you dumb, you won the Nobel Prize. Your teacher uh, called you, you are not creative or something, you started Walt Disney, right? So you are fired from your every job and you started one company. You were not a good fit in the culture of most of the company, so you started your own company. So that's the third type of trauma. So you must not heal it. The same principle applies to OCD. So you remember if OCD person, you heal OCD person by medicines, they lose their skills. So OCD is a gift. The only problem OCD people face is only that time when they impose their OCD on others. You want to be obsessed, you want to be compulsion, you want to be perfection. Okay, that's okay. You do whatever you want, no problem. But as soon as you expect other people to be very systematic, arrange and obsessed and compulse, then fight happens. And the second minor problem is you need to manage your anxiety and depression part, which is a part and parcel of OCD. There are a few questions which we'll take, right? So there is a question by Neetu that can becoming a counselor help overcome own trauma and become a better person? emotionally happy and all those things. So the answer to it you will get only when you start taking up clients. When you start taking up client, you will realize that you are a kind of a person who enjoys helping others. You find happiness by healing others. So are you that kind of person? I personally enjoy helping others and like helping others because it helps me find my happiness. It gives me happiness. But while you're doing it, you have to protect your emotional, you have to protect your sanity. So you have to maintain your boundaries. Now, the next question is about very linked. So there are always going to be clients which you find difficult for whatever reason. No one is forcing you to take up that client. Okay. But if the question is about marriage counselor, so you already are divorced or you are going through divorce and bad marriage, are you going to be a good marriage counselor? So answer is yes. But that doesn't mean that you put your marriage in their life. Yeah. Or you or the reverse. So that's why this objective relate pillar concept and the tools are there to identify what is the problem with the couple. And if a couple has come to you for whatever objective, they have come to you to separate out, it is not your life's mission to make them bring together. You are not their parents, you are not the couple, you are not the spouse of the couple. You are not their children, you are not their relative. You are a paid marriage counselor. What are they looking for? They are looking for separation. They are looking for negotiation points. They are looking for counseling to separate smoothly. If the couple, they are looking to come together, even if the wife is the victim or the husband is the victim and one partner is abusive or narcissist, whatever. Because you have a narcissist partner, you cannot tell, no, you have to leave this husband. I have let my husband, so you should also leave. He has her own problems, her own barriers to leave someone. You are no one. Unless you are going to adopt her, bring her your home, take care of her finances and everything. So what is it you want? You want separation, you want to come together, you want to reignite, rekindle your passion, rekindle your relationship, you want to work on your trust. You think there is some problem, you don't know what is the problem, I will help you identify with the help of relational concept. Right? You know what is your problem, your problem of trust, or maybe affection, or maybe goal sharing. So there are activities for you. For each relate pillar, there are 20-25 activities to help you overcome that problem. So I will help you with that. So what is the question? Can you clarify mine? So having OCD for yourself harm the client? Can you clarify that? How many of you think you have some condition and what is the name of the condition? Write down. Hey, don't write schizophrenia. Your husband will use it for divorce. Use the child custody. So whatever the other than the schizophrenia, whatever is your condition, write down in the chat. Whatever you think. Anxiety, stress, depression. Now we should add in the book married as a diagnosis of emotional turbulence. So OCD, ADSD, bipolar disorder, eating disorder, personality disorder, whatever is you, don't write personal disorder because it can gain misused in your divorce proceedings. Yeah, very good, Neetu. So that thing you will learn in the marriage counseling program and the book. You can buy the book from Amazon. You can search my name in Amazon. You'll find all the few books actually. All are these. So, very good. OCD and ADSD, this is the best combination. Yeah, I like it so much. OCD is a gift if you have it. You can utilize your OCD for selecting your career, which involves systematic things, arranging things, which involves a lot of perfection. Right? Or you can choose a hobby that helps you satisfy your OCD. Painting, music, craft, art, whatever you like. The only thing you need to take care is your bouts of anxiety and depression, and you don't put your OCD on others. ADSD, these are super talented people. So those who think they have ADHD, they are talented people. There is a problem. The problem is you try to do multitasking. That is problem one. Another problem is you shift from one thing to another. So you have to force yourself to do less, and you have to force yourself to do one thing at a time and stick to it. Whatever you're doing, stick to it. Right? You have a child who shifts one play, then switches, immediately gets bored and switch to other play. You have that child, yeah, yeah. Let's see that. So you know what is a diagnosis. But if you are a mother who is diagnosing your child at a very small child, a young child, 10 years, less than 10 years, ADHD, then you are a bad mother. That is not the only diagnosis, dear. Child is a child. Child is going to change their play. That doesn't mean the child has ADHD. But if you diagnose your child as ADHD, then you are a bad mother. That diagnosis is confirmed. If you diagnose yourself ADHD, that is very safe diagnosis. No problem. Very good. Stress and anxiety is very troublesome. So there is a problem. So you have anxiety. You keep worrying, worry. Future thinking, and that causes your adrenaline, cortisol very high. Obviously, many diseases will happen, but because your cortisol and adrenaline very high, you are always anxious. Because you are anxious, you are worrying. Because you are worrying, adrenaline, cortisol high. Oh my God, terrible cycle. So can you do something to break it? You can do something. So you read the book. In the book, you find around 20 to 50 tips to break your cycle. So, and you can start with simple thing like breathing exercise. Don't join the gym. Okay. Joining the gym does not relieve your anxiety. You have to go and do exercise also. Yeah. But those who cannot go and do exercise, I personally prefer be at home and do something, whatever you like. Gardening, walking the stairs, asking your dog to take you outside for the walk, or taking your dog for the walk, taking your child for the walk, caring for your child, cooking food for the child, your loved one, cleaning your room, cleaning your table, cleaning your kitchen, self-care, looking good for no reason. Yeah, you are married now. There is no point looking good, but still you want to look good, right? So that itself relieves your anxiety. That relieves your depression. The best and the fastest way to release your anxiety, I will teach you today. Shall I bring one painting? Okay. So there is a client which Suwani has. That client definitely needs much more help. Okay. So I have to go to the other room, but I can still go. I have this book. Okay. So simple exercise. There are two options. There are two options. Option one is breathing 4-4, right? So 4 in, 4 out. When you breathe in with nose, breathe out with nose. When you breathe in, your stomach should come out. When you breathe out, your stomach should go in. Back should be preferably straight, supported, feet supported. So everyone together. So simple, breathe in. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you breathe out, don't do like this. Don't blow the candle away. So you have to breathe in slowly. Breathe out slowly. When you're doing, don't forget to smile. Don't be so serious. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in with nose. Breathe out with nose. When you breathe in, your stomach should come out. Simple exercise. What will happen? It will release your stress and anxiety. It will control your heartbeat and respiratory rate. Now, there is a next level exercise, which is another simple. Breathe in breathe out. So what is happening? First, you understand here. You are breathing in more and you are breathing out less. So you are retaining the carbon dioxide. When you retain carbon dioxide, it gets converted to bicarbonate. And this bicarbonate goes to the brain. It stimulates your vagus nerve, parasympathetic system. It stimulates your respiration. So by the time you do it for 10-15 times, you will feel the urge to have a deeper breath. It means your parasympathetic system is now activated. Your sympathetic system is deactivated. When it happens, you will have low heart rate, low respiratory rate, increased depth of respiration. You will have good secretion of saliva, mouth will not be dry. You will be able to think more clearly. You want to do a task, you can write things. You can do it better. So before the start of any task, you can do this simple exercise. So you're breathing in more and breathing out less. When you're breathing out, you are not emptying your lungs. So do not empty your lungs, right? Do not blow the candle. And you are breathing it with nose, breathing out with nose. When you breathe in, your stomach should come out. Okay. So this will help you activate your vagus nerve and parasympathetic nerve. Everyone together. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly now. Breathe in, breathe out. You can use any rectangle frame. Either it can be painting, it can be a book, it can be window, anything. So the breadth will be more than height. You cannot use the door. Yeah, Padmash is checking whether my door is length is more or breadth is more. Obviously, height is more. Oh. Breathe in, breathe out. If you do this 10-15 times every day, you are already reached the calm state. Your anxiety is 50% less. For remaining 50%, you need psychotherapy sessions. For that, you attend the Sunday class. You get the demos from Sunday classes. So you watch the demo. The experience of watching the demo itself heals you. Then you can practice on your client, earn more money, heal them completely permanently. When you heal someone, you get healed. So in the client which Suhan is managing presently, she has a OCD client who feels too much anxious with images or thoughts. So they need not only the treatment for OCD, but also some healing sessions for other barriers, other crises, other traumas they have. They are stuck in those traumas. They are stuck in those crisis mode. They are stuck, they're shocked. They are frozen in the stop stage. So Tina is writing why few people disagree with this statement that OCD and ADHD are gift, right? Um, those people are the relatives of OCD and ADHD. so, so they will always disagree that, yeah. So you're a monster, yeah. So, but if you're a good monster or if you learn how to control your monster, then that will be gift. How many of you think you have a good monster inside you, or you have the monster inside you, and you are trying to control it? So write down the chat: bad monster, good monster, trying to control, uncontrolled monster, whatever it is. Write down the chat. I'm not sure what is meaning by. I like this. It depends on the situation. So when it is husband, bad monster. When it is brother and friends, good monster. Very good. Partially controlled monster. Very good. Wild and untamed monster. Very good. Sorry, tamed. Huh. So she is writing temp because her husband is watching the chat. So that's just to be safer side. Everyone has the monster. Uh, those monsters, they are trying to hold you back. These are the monsters who create fear in you. They create self-doubt. Yeah. If you want to do something, your monster is going to ask, will you do it? Are you capable to do it? What if you fail? All those crazy questions. Everyone has the monster, which makes you go bad. you know. So there is enemy. Right? Someone does bad with you. Okay. Someone betrays you. Someone breaks your trust. And now you become a bitter person. If you become the bitter person, the enemy wins. So your monster is telling you to become the better person. So you have to fight your inner monster. No, I'm not going to let this betrayal, this crisis, this person, other person who betrayed my trust define me. I'm not going to become bitter. That's the choice you will have to. If you become bitter, the enemy wins. Very good. Questions, please ask. When you're doing the first, in the meanwhile, please continue writing the questions. When you are reading this book first time, read it like a novel, finish it in 20 days. I normally tell people to finish in 20 days. They finish it in 10 days because the book is very interesting. It is written in a style where you get engaged. You feel the author is talking to you. There are stories in between. Each of the story you will reflect with yourself. Some of the conditions you will find good. You can tell the stories to your own, to your children. If you are a teacher, you can tell to your school children. For every condition, read very fast. First reading. Read, focus on the symptoms, the conversation script, what are their questions, how to answer, and how to manage the client. Everything will get confused. You will not remember anything. That is expected. Okay. The second reading, you can go slow. And save there are QR codes in the book for recording of every chapter, the video for every chapter. You can save these recordings in your playlist and watch or listen basically when you are traveling, you're doing your chores, you are crushing someone, you're scolding someone, just listen to this. You can. Normally, the style is whenever you're traveling, doing your chores or doing something, you can listen to these videos when you're getting bored. Which is your favorite story in the book? Write in the chat. Which one is your favorite story? From the book, which one is your favorite story? Very good. Are you a player or a cop? Everyone is fighting a hard battle. 1,000 mirrors, schizophrenia, the abundance principle. Very good. If you have questions, please ask. Once you get the book, inform your mentor, discuss the study plan, be in touch with your mentor on weekly basis as per appointment, as per the timing of the mentor. If you need to talk to me, you can talk to me between Monday to Friday, 1 to 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., no WhatsApp, no calls. If you are emergency, go to your nearest hospital. If there are no questions, should we end the class? If you wish to buy this book from Amazon, it's a reasonable cost book. Later to student, you can buy it from Amazon. Many of you have bought it. Then tell me how's it going. And I'm planning to start one. So you buy the book from Amazon, read it, ask your child to read it, then tell me 5 pages which you liked, and I will refund you the cost of the book. Yeah, you like it? So you buy it from Amazon today. So buy it from today. Buy it today from Amazon. You can search by my name or you can search later to student. Those who have bought it, please put your review on the Amazon for the book. Tom, I will explain you on separate, dear. Sunday classes is a separate program, psychotherapy and psychodynamics, where you learn some copyright methods to heal someone completely permanently. Yes, Maya, you can. Actually, for songs, I think it's hard to paper. Songs, blogs, essays, stories, poems. That is hard to paper. And art for fun is more about uh, the art, the sketch, painting, 3D models, clay work, sculptures, all those. And if you want to get your book published, then that service is also available. So take the benefit of these platforms. I will explain you on separate. So this question is not for everyone. So this is a personal question. If there is a one-on-one question, you should talk to me rather than writing in the chat. Obviously, Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday. We end today's class then. It was nice interacting with you all. Have a great time. See you on Sundays and Wednesdays. Join without reminder. Have a great time. Bye.